What's shaking 365 Nation? It is January 1st, it is 2020, and that means Happy New Year to every one of you. Thank you for joining me today. I am your host, Eddie Osbourne. I may be doing this quite often. We got a couple guys, couple gals in the race who are going to do this with me, who are going to bring you interviews from some of the wrestlers. We're going to give you some of their promos of their upcoming matches. We're going to talk to some of the managers, some of the staff, and just give you a little insight on 365 Pro Wrestling. So I hope you join me every single day, or one of my great colleagues, and get to learn a little bit more about us. 365 Pro Wrestling is debuting, it's igniting on January 10th in Campbell River. We got all our match graphics going up today for Campbell River's event. Tomorrow, we're going to have all the match graphics going up for our Courtney event, and then on Friday, Saturday, we'll have our Kitchener and Guelph event graphics all posted as well. So that's going to be going through your social media feeds. We want to talk to you about those matches, but we're going to do that a little bit later on. Right now, I am going to let you hear a promo cut by Jordie Taylor about his former friend, his former partner, Brett Matthews, and then we're going to go into a little conversation with my good friend Warhed. Well, frenemy.
365's about to go live, and Brett, I'ma sock it to you one more time. Get low, get low, get low, get low. How you doing, baby? Huh? I got a question for you. How does it feel to have been this close to greatness? To have been sprinkled with the old dust and squander it, huh? And don't get me wrong. There's a reason I saw you out to begin with. You're a mountain of potential. But as jacked up as you are, bro, you squandered that talent. Your mind is young and fragile. And 365 is pretty appropriate, is it not? Best year of your life. I'm a blessing you best accounted for, baby. But the only number you need to worry about is 3. And just like the 3, like the VCT, like the OGB, like those damn lights you'll see, is where you'll stay as long as you F with me. Brett, don't run too fast. Might fall on a piece of glass. Might be snakes there in that grass. See you January 10th in Campbell River, kid.
Just before we talk to Warhed, I'd like to let you all know that if you haven't got your tickets yet for our Campbell River, Courtney, Kitchener, or Guelph events, don't worry about it. You can do that anytime you feel, up until noon of the event, day of. If you check out our website, 365prowrestling.com, go to the event page, you'll see all the information there. Plus, you also find local ticket locations. So if you prefer that route, you can do that. But without further ado, let's chat with Warhed. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good, I guess, you know.
So for people who are wondering, so people are wondering why I asked that. Yesterday, Head gives me a message saying, yo, and I'm going to let you explain the message you gave me.
Well, yesterday at I think it was 3:15, I got a phone call from my doctor's office. I'm like, oh, cool. My x-rays that I got 2 weeks ago came in. And then as I answer, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, fuck. The rule is no news is good news. So the guy goes on to say, oh yeah, I'm calling from the doctor's office and she wants me to pass a message on to you. I'm like, all right, let's hear it. And they said that I have degenerative disc disease in my L7 whatever lower spinal cord shit. Basically, I've fucked up my spine way too many times in wrestling without even knowing it and kept wrestling. So I did some research, and basically the only thing I can do is physiotherapy, and if it gets to the point where I'm in so much pain that I can't walk, there's a chance to do surgery, but the surgery is not 100% yet.
And this is a disease that it doesn't stop really. There's no cure for it, and you can also not do anything to refix your L4.
Yeah, it's my L7.
Yeah, so
it's irreversible. So basically,
exactly.
I can just slow it down by not getting thrown onto concrete a couple times a year like I'm used to.
which is crazy. It's kind of scary in a way. You're smiling, you're laughing right now, but this is pretty serious stuff here. You know a couple of people who've had to hang up the boots because of such things like this.
Yeah, deathmatch wrestler Danny Havoc. I don't know him personally, but in that documentary on Vice, it was his his retirement match and he straight up said degenerative disc disease. I'm like, oh, that's where I heard that before. Damn, that sucks.
And I was like, wow, this is pretty crazy news. But we talked a little bit more, and for 365 Pro Wrestling, I'm like, okay, is he going to pull out? What's the deal? And we're just going to change up a couple plans. But all in all, we plan to have you here all this year. Happy New Year. So, yeah, I'm just wanted to let people know that you're suffering from this right now, but you're dealing with it. You're taking those steps now.
And I've been suffering from this for like months. I remember not being able to pick people up. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. He's only like 250. I should be able to put him up in a fireman's carry. And, I've just learned to, over the last year, actually 2019, I've learned to just wrestle smarter, let's say. And like, when I fall, I learn how to protect my lower back a lot better than I used to. Just like getting thrown across the ring, falling from heights onto sharp stuff. Like, you grow wiser in your age.
It's true. And you had a hell of a 2019. 2020 is here. And tonight, we're talking about all this, but tonight is Death Proof. Tonight is the hair of the dog. So you have all this news on your plate, and tonight you're having this huge event in Etobicoke.
Well, I'm not even going to tell the fans about that yet. And I'm just going to go out there and, be like classic Warhed, do this crazy 100 cheese graters match against whoever wins in the VIP match, the Russian Roulette 6-way. And yeah, I'm still just going to be normal Warhed. And then after January 1st, after tonight, I guess, because when the podcast goes up, I'm just going to, I don't know, man. It's life-changing. Like you think of when wrestlers, your idols, get injured and they wrestle and they like Hayabusa. Hayabusa broke his neck in a match, and he still was a promoter in a wheelchair, and he'd get the heels to push him out of the wheelchair. And I'm thinking, fuck, I would probably be down for that. Like, yeah, keep me involved, boys, because if you don't keep me involved, I'm gonna get sad. Like, I want the heels to spit on me. I want them to super kick me in my wheelchair. If it comes to that, which, knock on wood, that it doesn't.
For sure. So I'm not going to bug you too much tonight. I know you got a lot going on. I thank you for this. I just want to let people know that 2020, it's going to be a big year for Warhed. It's going to be a big year for 365 Pro Wrestling. But this is just one of those life stories that happen every single day. And this one's a little bit more scarier than some of the stories we hear. But it's just one of those things that you deal with, what wrestlers deal with, and we want to let you fans kind of know about it. And I guess some of the boys will learn about it on this podcast today as well.
Yeah. Like I can't wait till I go into training next week, and I'm just gonna tell all the new students, like, listen, guys, this kind of stuff happens. Like, this is what I've got now. I'm gotta be more careful. You guys can be more careful now, so you can go on and wrestle for 30, 40 years.
For sure. So again, thank you. I love that you're still positive, because that's what we want to be. We're pretty amped up. This is going to be a big year. Yep. And kill it tonight, man.
Thank you very much.
Traders. Damn.
100 cheese graters.
Crazy. All right, man. Have another successful event, and we'll talk to you on the flip side. Again, just thank you to Warhed for taking that call, for talking with me, talking with all you guys, letting you know what's happening with him. We wish him the very best. We think he's going to have a hell of a 2020. I've talked to him a lot about it, and he's very, very happy. He's in good spirits. He knows it sucks, but he knows now what's wrong with him, so he can deal with that and he can push forward, which is great. So, thank you again, Warhed. And on that note, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me on the first ever episode of the 365 Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm going to be around tomorrow as well. We're going to talk to Judas Icarus. He had a heck of a 2019. looking like a really bright 2020. We'll talk more about that tomorrow.